Hello, my name is Julian. I'm leading the team in Amazon Web Services, helping the ASEAN public sector customer to realize the benefit using the cloud services. Today, I would like to talk about how the public sector customer can accelerate the digital transformation with the hybrid cloud running on Outposts. I will also have a guest speaker together with me, Dr. Wongkot from the Thailand National Telecom. Here is the agenda. First of all, I will talk about the stage of the cloud adoption. I will also talk about why the public sector customer needs to use the hybrid cloud. After that, I will talk about if you adopt the hybrid cloud, how you are able to accelerate your cloud adoption journey with the National Telecom. Finally, I will share with you where to learn all about the AWS services. So, to begin with, a lot of public sector customers in ASEAN and all over the world already start the cloud adoption journey. They are moving very fast to enable the cloud for their internal or external IT use. So here are a couple of examples in ASEAN countries that the government already adopted cloud technology. They come up the cloud first policy in which to ask all the government agencies inside the country to use the cloud services. But when they think of how to use the cloud services, it's not a all or nothing decisions. Majority of them is actually going through a journey for the cloud adoption so that they can maximize their benefit running on the cloud, but also at the same time to minimize the risk for any changes that is required. So at the end of the day, hybrid cloud play a very important role here. On one hand, they can still stick with some of the application with their existing on-premises environment, but also at the same time, they can slowly moving some of the application to the cloud and enjoy the benefits. When we talk about the hybrid cloud, why the customer really required to use it? There are a couple of reasons. Number one, governance. All the government customer or public sector customer, they need to have strong governance on the IT usage and to make sure the use of the services is correct. So moving to the cloud is not asking you to give up the governance, but just helping your internal IT folks to be able to automate the whole governance process, which is exactly the same as what you used to do in the past with your on-premises network. Speed and agility. A lot of government wanted to develop a lot more e-services to benefit to the people in the country. They talk about speed because whenever they come up with a new idea, they want to make sure that people can enjoy the services in short period of time. And with the cloud adoption, they can actually to achieve a better, fast time to market and quickly enjoy the benefit of the government e-services for the people. Security. A lot of people feel that running on the on-premises data center is actually very secure. But after they evaluate the cloud services technology, they realize that the security is actually way better than what they used to do in the past and in a more simple way to do so. So that is also the reason why they would use the hybrid cloud technology to enjoy the services from the both worlds. Finally, lower total cost of ownership. Traditionally, for the public sector customer, whenever they need to roll out an application, that is actually very costly. And they realize that with the pay-as-you-go pricing, consumption model pricing with the cloud technology, they are able to achieve a lower total cost of ownership in short period of time. Let's talk about the hybrid cloud architecture for the government. It's actually very simple architecture for a lot of our customers. Basically, they will have the infrastructure running on premises, which is their existing technology. But also at the same time, they set up a link to the public cloud, and then they are able to quickly move the application to and from different premises. And the good thing here is they can, based on their criteria, to determine where the application being hosted. That can be running on premises today, and then tomorrow, maybe because of these new e-services, would expect a sudden spike. They can quickly move this application to another site to the cloud. And this technology can also enable our customer to move the application in a more well-managed approach, which is they don't necessarily need to move all the application at once. And then they can, based on their actual usage, actual situation, and then move the application across. Some of the customer, they may even base on their data classifications to determine where to host their application. They may consider some of the restricted or unclassified application will be hosted on the cloud in the beginning, while the more classified workload, which is top secret, or confidential workload, they may stick with the on-premises. Once they get familiar with the cloud technology, their trend is moving more workload from the on-premises to the cloud. And this architecture enables them to do that very seamlessly and easily. Now, when people think of the hybrid cloud infrastructure, they will think of, oh, I can only use the Amazon Web Services on the public cloud side. It's a surprise for them. Amazon Web Services also provide the technology to install inside the on-premises network so that the hybrid architecture is more easy to be integrated and more easy to move the workload across. So let me introduce a new service called Outposts to all of you. So Outposts is a service from Amazon Web Services to provide a managed infrastructure inside your data center. Basically, we can ship our hardware. That is the hardware we're running inside our data center to provide the public cloud services to our customer. But this hardware can ship to your own data center, such a way that you just like to running the Amazon Web Services service inside your own data center. And there are a lot of different benefits with this kind of services. So first of all, this hardware, as I mentioned, is exactly the same as the hardware we're running in our own data center. And we just let our customer to host the hardware inside their data center. So you can imagine all the application you design on the cloud will be able to run seamlessly inside your data center now. You don't necessarily need to worry about any architectural changes and can enjoy the benefit immediately. Second of all, this is a fully managed, monitor, and operate by AWS services. That means you don't need to worry about the patching, management, defects, or whatever. And Amazon Web Services will notify you whenever there is any situation that you may need to replace the hardware, for example. And even such kind of situation occur, you can just order the hardware, we ship to you, and then you unplug and plug in the new hardware, and everything will work in normal. Finally, with this architecture, we provide a single plane of management so that you can oversee all of your application with just one single management console. You don't even realize that is a hybrid architecture. You can even run in one single application across multiple premises. Some of the portion of your application running on premises, while the remaining part is actually running on the public cloud. Now, let me introduce our guest speaker today, which is Dr. Wongkot from the National Telecom from Thailand. He is the first public sector customer in the Asia-Pacific region running this kind of hybrid cloud infrastructure. I will let him to share with you their user experience and the benefit they can get from it. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. Hi, everyone. I'm Wongkot from National Telecom or NT. I'm in charge of the digital business for the NT. Before I proceed further, let me give some background of who NT is. National Telecom or NT is the leading telecommunication and digital service provider in Thailand. It comes from the merger between TOT and CAT Telecom, which are two longest running service providers in Thailand. The mission of our company is to enhance Thailand's telecommunication and digital services. Some more background of the companies before the merger. TOT was established in 1954. It's the first to provide fixed line telephone service, the first to provide internet service, the first to provide mobile service, and also the first to provide 3G service. For CAT, it was established in 1977. It was the first to provide submarine cable system service. It's the first to provide data center service, the first to provide cybersecurity operation center service, and also the first to provide internet gateway service. The two companies merged together in this January this year 2020 to form NT. We have four groups of services. The first one is the digital services, which I take care of. I will give you more detail in the next slide. The second group of service is the telecommunication infrastructure service, which includes domestic connectivity, international connectivity, and telecommunication towers. For the domestic connectivity, we have more than 4 million core kilometers of fiber optic around the country, which we use it to provide Ethernet service, IP service, SD-WAN service, and lease line service. For the international connectivity, we have 9 submarine cable systems connecting Thailand to countries all around the world. For the fixed line broadband service, we have more than 2 million subscribers. For the mobile service, we provide 3G, 4G, 5G service using different frequency. We have 700 megahertz, 850 megahertz, 1900 megahertz, 2300 megahertz, and also 26 gigahertz. The annual revenue in 2020 of the whole company NT is around $3 billion US dollars. Half of the revenue is from the mobile services. So for the digital service, we have a variety of service, including cloud, data center, artificial intelligence, digital solution, big data, data exchange solution, Internet of Things, and cybersecurity. We provide all these kind of services to our customer, both in private sector, public sectors, and also some other service we provide to our retail customer as well. For the cloud service, we are one of the leading cloud providers in Thailand. Our customer, we have more than 1,000 customers, both in the public sectors and private sectors. We are the largest provider for the public sectors, which we have 22 ministries as our customer, which include the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Public Health, Ministry of Industry, and Ministry of Energy. Our total revenue in year 2020 for our cloud service is around more than $30 million, and we expect it to grow to more than $100 million by the year 2025, with the annual growth rate is around 25%. Our cloud services host some of the important workload of our government. I have listed 3 of the examples of our workload. The first one is the GDCC, which is abbreviated from the Government Data Center and Cloud Services. The GDCC, we provide GDCC service as a central cloud service to be used by the government agency. There are some the service that we provide in GDC include IaaS infrastructure as a service, AI as a service, and also big data. The second service that we host in our cloud service is the HIE, which is the Health Information Exchange. The HIE connects and exchanges patients' information between hospitals. This can allow efficient tracking and securing sharing of patients' medical history between hospitals. So the customer they can have service in different hospitals, and they can use the health record in one hospital and share it to another hospital using digital transaction. For Mochana, which is the third application that we host on our cloud service, is a COVID-19 contact tracing mobile application using GPS and Bluetooth. Doctor can use data from Mochana to treat the patients more efficiently, and also use the data to alert those who might be in contact with the patients. In NT, we value our customer. Our operation is focused on the customer empathy. We use three-step approach to do our operation. The first is that we identify the customer pain point. Second, we build our solution to solve the customer pain point. And then we collect customer feedback and try to improve our service. So using our customer empathy approach, we find that sometimes customers have difficulty having to choose whether to go for the on-premise data center or to go for the cloud, because each of the option has different benefit. For the on-premise data center, the customer can enjoy the data residency, they can enjoy the low latency, and they can enjoy the local data processing. But for the cloud, they can enjoy innovation, scalability, and performance. So there are different benefits, and customers sometimes having a hard time to decide whether to go for each option. So to help our customer not to have headache having to decide whether to go for the on-premise data center or to go for the cloud, we propose the Outposts hybrid cloud solution to the customer. The Outposts hybrid cloud solutions use local outposts to store and process sensitive data locally in Thailand and use AWS public cloud for other services. In this way, customer can enjoy the benefit of both the local processing and the scalability and performance of the AWS public cloud. The customer can ensure that they have data sovereignty because they can store sensitive data locally in Thailand in the Outpost. Customer can also run delay sensitive data in the Outpost, so they can enjoy the low latency of the Outpost. And customer can also use the AWS public cloud to enjoy the benefit of innovation and performance and scalability of the public cloud. These Outposts and the AWS public cloud can be used seamlessly because we have the same API and the same tools that operated on both the public cloud and the Outposts. So customer can easily manage their services. So we know that the Outpost solutions can help the customer solve their pain point. We work with AWS since 2019 in some other project. When we know that AWS has the Outpost to be launched, so we contact them and see whether Outposts can be operated in Thailand or not. And we start working on the Outposts in June 2020. And we agree that the Outpost is right for Thailand. So we have the contract signed in July 2020. And it takes around one month for the site validation. We do it in July and August. And in September, we order the Outpost. And the shipping and installation was done in September 2020. And the Outpost is up and running in October last year. So with the Outpost, NT now has a full range of cloud services. We have public cloud service, we have private cloud service, and we also have hybrid cloud service. We also have some supporting service like billing service, migration service, implementation service, consulting service, and also training service. To help our customer, if they want to use Outposts, we have the full range of support. Not just the Outpost service, we have all the supporting services like migration service, training service. So with the Outposts, now we can have a service that can be run on the Outpost. We propose the solutions to our customer, and we have some use case for the Outpost to be shared to you guys. The first use case that is now about to implement on the Outpost is the AI search application for public services. Our customer currently run the application on-premise, and they now have problems that the application takes a lot of time to process due to the limited processing power of their server on-premise. The customer also have the problem of scalability because the data keep increasing, and it is very hard time to keep increasing their infrastructure, to keep expanding their infrastructure to cope with the data. But the customer also want to keep all the data in the country. So we propose the Outpost hybrid cloud solutions to solve all the problems that the customer have. So the Outpost, we store the data locally using the Outpost, but the application itself, we run it on the AWS public cloud to enjoy the performance and the scalability of the AWS public cloud. The second use case is our own services, which is the NT Digital Farm. The solution was previously developed using the containers, the database, and the load balancer on the virtual machine and run it on our private cloud. And our technical guys have to take care of the application itself and take care of the infrastructure or the platform, the containers, the load balancers, and the database, which they have to split their attention to both the platform and the application. So we now migrate the application to use all the native advanced service of AWS. We use container, we use load balancer, and we use database on the AWS public cloud. So that help our technical guys to focus on the application, only in the application, and they don't have to waste their time figure out the container or the database. So that helped us a lot. So that pretty much our journey of NT and the Outpost hybrid cloud services. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wongkot. I hope all of you now have better understanding how the Outpost can help you to set up the hybrid architecture and what is the benefits. Now, let me quickly recap some of the scenario Outpost may be useful for all of you. You may want to run a low latency application and you want the cloud infrastructure right just inside your data center. Or you may have some legacy application that also needs to integrate with your local network, local storage. Or you may have some high performance analysis applications that require the low latency access from the local infrastructure. Some people may using Outposts to do the content production or distribution to store the videos. Another set of the scenario people may looking for is actually doing the AI machine learning and require the local real-time inference. And then Outposts will be the infrastructure to support this kind of AI application. Finally, industrial automation is also quite popular among our customers to use the Outposts to achieve the purposes. And the benefits, once again, if you use the Outposts to set up the hybrid architecture, basically it's actually allowed allows you to extend your on-premises network to AWS. And you also have the choice of the management plane, which is one single managed plane to manage the infrastructure from the on-premises and also from AWS. Finally, this is a fully managed services, and this is a future-proof infrastructure. You invest once, and then you can adopt the cloud technology in the future. Before I end my presentation, if you are interested in any of our services and also a little bit more about this hybrid architecture, you can feel free to reach out to us. But some more people, they may also interested to attend the training and get the certification so that your IT people will be more familiar with the AWS services. You can also take some of our training and certification provided in these PowerPoint slides. And finally, this is the resources you may be interested if you want to look for the Outposts or some other services. That's all the thing we want to share with you. Thank you very much.